Hey, everybody, this is Mark McCarty from Rat Rod, and you are listening to the Brutally Delicious Podcast.
1, 2, 3, 4. The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast.
Okay.
All right, we're all set. I'm not sure if my partner's going to jump in here or not. I know she had something come up, so let's see if she jumps in. We'll just let her in and continue on. All right.
All right, cool.
So thank you for joining me. I appreciate it.
All right, happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no worries. Where are you guys located?
We are out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Okay, not far from me. I'm in Richmond.
Oh, nice, Richmond, Virginia. Yeah, nice town.
Yeah, it is. So how are you dealing with this oppressive heat that you're getting? Are you getting it there as well?
I'm a weirdo. I like it.
Really?
Only because I hate snow and cold so much.
I do too, and I always say I love the heat, but these last couple days last couple weeks have been
they have been tough.
Yeah.
We played a show this past Saturday night, and I don't think I've sweated so much in all my life. My shirt was at the end of the show was just completely dripping, soaked wet. And then I always bring a change of clothes anyway, just to be safe, because I always sweat a little bit when I play anyway, because we're a pretty energetic band. But I even sweated through my backup shirt when we were just hanging out, just commiserating, if you will.
Yeah.
So it was a warm night.
Nice. There's my partner, Rena. Mark.
I don't see her yet.
Muted. You're muted, Rena. There we go.
Damn it. I'm so sorry. I was late.
There she is. Hi.
No worries at all. So we were just talking about sweating through his clothes at a live show, and I was just going to ask him, you ever had cat piss on your clothes before?
Oh, gosh. No, I have not. I hope to never.
I just told the story of going to play in Germany, and then having packed only basically the stage clothes and the clothes that I was traveling on, and then getting there and time to get dressed, open the suitcase and realize my cat had pissed in it.
God.
On the one dress I had. So yeah, and it was like 1,000,000 degrees there. it was so gross, I can promise.
Yeah, the bass player had to stay on the other side of the stage because he couldn't get nearer.
Yeah.
I had them playing my travel clothes. It stunk so bad. It was impossible. But
that is that's a night.
Anyway, sorry to bring that up, Rena. But so for those not familiar with Rat Rod, can you give us the 2-sentence boardroom pitch?
Okay, Rat Rod is a 5-piece heavy hard rock band out of Philly. We play, I guess one could say, old school 3-chord rock and roll in the vein of AC/DC, but there's far more to us than that. But that is the comparison we get oftentimes. We've been together since 2016. Started out with Mike Smith and myself, just writing music, turned into a band when we got a collection of songs together, put out a record, decided we wanted to play it live, and put the band together from there. And then the next person to join the band was my son, who is our rhythm guitar player.
Nice.
And then LJ is our bass player. And then again, short boardroom version of it, Harry Rosa is our drummer. And we've been kicking ever since 2016.
Nice. And I saw that, I heard All or Nothing, and I actually really like it. But I see that you've been the unofficial pub rock band of North America.
That's what we've been billed. I'll take it.
Yeah.
We'll take that.
Is
we'll
that
take any kind of comparison or compliment that's positive our way? Well, sure.
Absolutely. Is that mostly where you end up playing? Is in pubs?
Yeah, we're definitely a bar band for sure. We've done some bigger stages. We've done some theaters and larger venues, but we really thrive on that pub experience, that pub vibe, because we are of that pub rock, Australian pub rock sort of vibe. So it works for us.
Gotcha. Rena?
Well, you said that your son is in the band, so like,
yes,
family band vibe. So how does that like affect your dynamic? I don't know. Like, are you good buddies with your boy, or is it like, we do hear what daddy says? Or like,
yeah. You make a very good point there. We had to establish didn't have to. We decided to establish early on in the very beginning that when we got our guitars on, we're in the band room or we're on stage, we're guitar players. We're fellow guitar players, fellow bandmates. He doesn't do what I tell him to do anyway. He's sure as hell not going to do what I tell him to do on stage.
Nice.
But yeah, in the room, in the band, we're bandmates, and outside the band, we're buds now too. So we're both music and car enthusiasts. So we have that connection outside of the band as well. But yeah, we did have to figure that part out.
Do you guys spend a lot of time writing then at home together? Well, I guess I'm assuming you live together, but I don't know.
No, we don't live together. He's on his own. But we spend a lot of time together through either the band or the cars or family, whatever. But yeah, we'll get together and jam quite often and bounce each other's ideas off each other and that sort of thing. Yeah, it definitely happens. And as far as the songwriting dynamic in the band, we all come together with ideas, but predominantly I tend to arrange most of the music. And then Mike writes the majority of the lyrics. He'll put the lyrics to the music that I'll have arranged. And then those demos become the working structure for the band to do their further work with.
Gotcha.
So you said he writes the lyrics. Is it like more like, we're just here to rock and roll kind of stuff, or is there like deeper messages hidden into your music?
There's always a purpose to every word that Mike puts down. It may be tongue in cheek, it may be, party or whatever, but there's a reason for every word he chooses. He painstakingly takes into account everything he says. So yes, there's meaning to it. It isn't always deep. It isn't always, Simon and Garfunkel or Dylan, because we are just a rock and roll band. But he means every word he says. I'll say that.
So I saw that, your title of the record the newest record is Four on the Floor, came out in November. I'm assuming that's a nod back to your classic car kind of vibe?
It is definitely that. That is absolutely part of it. In fact, the album cover is a automobile part, and I'll go into detail on that if you'd like, but it is a car part. But it's also mostly and predominantly a music reference. And it comes back to in the band room. Oftentimes when we're arranging the stuff, I'll ask Harry, just put a 4 on the floor to it. And what I mean by that is the 4 kick drums per measure that you often hear in AC/DC and Guns and Rose Tattoo and on down the list of bands, they'd use that technique. If you listen to Girls Got Rhythm, there's a great example of it. If you hear that song, that's got a 4 on the floor beat from start to finish.
Gotcha.
That's predominantly where the title comes from, is the desire to have that sound. From there, of course, the car reference, 4-speed on the floor, the fact that it's our 4th total album, it just all fell together and made sense. And that, I credit LJ, our bass player, with coming up with the idea for that.
Nice. What's been the response to it so far?
Been really good. We've had a real good response from the record. People have seemed to love it. We get compliments about it all the time. People come up to us and tell us what their favorite tune might be. Some folks, like you were saying, we really dig All or Nothing. There's folks that tell us that. And other folks come up and say, man, I just love Not Your Fool or Knock 'Em Down or whatever. We've been getting a lot of really great compliments about Speed of Light here recently. So yeah, it's been great. People are really, really digging it.
Nice. Rena?
What's your favorite track, or do you have one?
My favorite track is Knock 'Em Down. I freaking love playing Knock 'Em Down. I love listening to it. It's the last track on the album. It's just a little 2-minute burner, but we have a ball playing it live. It's always our last song of our original set. Occasionally we'll close the complete show with a cover or something, but it's the last song of our original set. We stretch it out after the guitar solo and just have a really fun crowd participation section. So it's just we play that song.
What are you planning to do with this? I mean, or obviously, what have you been doing with that? It's a pub band. Are you playing pubs around the country, or are you more localized?
Right now, we're regional. We are regional out of the Philly area. We're going as far down as Baltimore, as far north as New York, and just trying to expand out from there. We would certainly like to go farther. There are long-term goals. There's midterm goals and long-term goals. We just want to continue to grow, continue to expand. We've been on a very steady, very specific, particular growth with this, and we just want to keep doing that. I've always believed in the adage, if it's fast, it don't last. So
Fair enough.
slow and methodical, the tortoise wins the race, that kind of thing.
Right. But you don't seem like you're in any rush, right? I mean, just let it happen naturally.
The whole thing has been natural. The whole thing has been organic and natural from day one. No need changing it now. We didn't intend on it being a band. We intended on it just being a writing session. Mike wanted to do some songs like this. I had songs like this. We were just writing tunes, and it just organically formed into a band, organically turned into shows and et cetera, so on. So no need to change that.
Excellent. Rena?
Ever wonder what a punch from Elton John feels like?
Or how you'd cope with having turned down the chance to be in Nirvana?
Or what signal Keith Richards gives when he wants you to get the hell out of his hotel room?
Fans of Too Much Effing Perspective don't have to wonder, because they've heard these exact stories and a jillion others on our podcast. I'm Alex Hoffman, former tour manager for Radiohead.
And I'm musician and comedy writer Alan Keller. On the TMEP show, we get guests like Nancy Wilson from Heart, Jeremiah Freites from the Lumineers, and Modern Family's Julie Bowen to tell us things they may have only shared with their therapist, clergy, or a TMZ stringer.
So join us on Too Much Effing Perspective. That's EFFING Perspective. The only podcast you crank up to 11.
Yeah, and I think that's such a refreshing way to look at it, because we speak to a lot of bands, and we've definitely had some that treat their band as a business, as a brand, as something.
Well,
that,
we do too. Not to get confused on that, we do as well. I'm very protective of the brand logo, the band logo, and the brand name, and all of that. The guys jokingly call me the logo police, because I'm always willing to make sure that Rat Rod logo is someplace. It's always the same logo.
Right.
And I run the financial part of the business.
I can tell you that is specifically what you are. Your logo is not your brand. Your brand is something much, much more.
Absolutely. Yes.
Than a logo. But yeah, that's and yeah, they're not mutually exclusive things. You can still have that sort of mindset, but so it isn't like elbows first, and we don't care.
Yeah.
It's just straight blast forward no matter what happens, kind of.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Sweet. So what do you guys have prepared next then? What's the next step for Rat Rod?
Well, we are currently in the process of writing material. We're really kind of always doing that. Yeah, I've always got song ideas on the phone as little video snippets. So we're working on new material as we speak, while continuing to promote Four on the Floor. We're going to continue promoting Four on the Floor for quite some time. It's not going away.
Right.
There's a lot of meat on the bone, as they say. We got some video plans coming up. We got a couple different songs from here. We're planning on doing video for. Just soon, not say which songs just yet. Make that part of the surprise. We've got that coming. Thinking about maybe doing a one-off recording of a certain song. That it's something we play in our live set every so often. I want to keep that a secret, as a surprise as well. So sorry to tease, but we're thinking about doing that as well. Maybe just doing a single recording.
Right.
So a lot of things like that going, and then continuing to pick up any show anywhere that we're able to do, and just keep trying to expand it.
Is it tough to balance life, family, and playing shows?
It can be. Yeah, it certainly can be. Given a choice, given all things being equal, I'd do this all the time. That's what I do. We play all the time. Reality is what it is. Got to put food on the table. Got to pay the bills. And family is obviously first and foremost in everybody's life. So you do have to balance that. But I got a good family that really understands us being Bryce and myself, and understands that we need to do this and we want to do this. So we got a lot of support.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
You still have to tell me about the band name. We now know about the album name, but Rat Rod? Why?
Rat Rod. Why? Yes. Do you know what Rat Rod means?
I'm thinking of like a long stick that you poke rats with. I don't know, man.
Okay.
What?
All right. It certainly sounds like that, and that would make sense.
It does.
But actually, what it is, in the car culture, in the hot rod car culture, there's a specific type of automobile that's called a rat rod.
Oh,
And that type of vehicle is one that is notoriously unsafe looking. It is built from different parts that don't necessarily go together. Like you might have, for example, a 32 Ford Coupe. You're all familiar with that, the classic hot rod,
right.
32 Ford Coupe. Well, it might
Yeah,
have I'm sorry.
I'm just nodding here, like, yeah, totally. It's so familiar.
Okay. So just think of an old car, an old hot rod car.
Right.
But instead of it looking nice and pretty and having a beautiful chromed engine and beautiful chrome wheels, it might have a diesel truck engine in it, and it might have it might have a lampshade for a roof portion of it. It might have a knife handle for a shifter. Just a hodgepodge of bits and pieces and put together, and it just looks scary.
But it still runs?
But it still runs, it's still drivable, it's street safe. It just doesn't really necessarily look like it. Well,
nice.
Perhaps that's kind of us a little bit.
That works perfectly.
Yeah.
But Mike had come up with the name because he knows I'm a car enthusiast. He was just thinking about name ideas, and he came up with the term rat rod, and I thought it sounded cool. First and foremost, it sounded cool. So that's why we said, yeah, let's do that.
Ah, there you go. I think that's going to bring me to the end of my questions. If fans want to find you guys, can you give us your socials and all that kind of stuff?
Absolutely. Everything can be found at our website at ratrodrocks.com. We do have Instagram and Facebook, etc. And they're both Instagram /ratrodrocks. Facebook.
I appreciate you taking the time, man. Good luck with the record, and hopefully we'll catch you this way sometime soon.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Be well.
Lovely meeting you, Mark. Have a great day.
You
Bye.
too. Take
Bye.
care. Bye.
Hello out there.
Yes, hello out there, everyone. I'm Hal Schwartz.
And I'm Flynn McLean. Together we host None But the Brave, a podcast dedicated to the music and career of Bruce Springsteen.
Bruce and E Street Band are on tour right now for the first time in 6 years, and we're taking a detailed look at what's happening on stage in our bi-weekly episodes.
We've also been recently joined by some very exciting guests, including rock journalist Warren Zanes and Stephen Hayden, Backstreet's Magazine founder Charles Cross, and Barstool's Kirk Minahan.
If you're a diehard Springsteen fan, this is the show for you.
So please subscribe to None But the Brave on your favorite podcasting platform, and we hope to see you further on up the road.
Thank you so much. We'll be seeing you.